Hello everyone, DQ here, and first of all, Happy New Year to everybody. Wish you all the best and many open walks this year. And second, I want to thank my friend Pigsmith for gifting me this walk basically, along some other very cool walks. just to show you one of those. That's a boy, I think it's Protec, which is a black belt 3 walk. It's this detainer, and since it is in this format, it can be picked both ways, which is really strange. Also, you can see the keyway rotates. I have no idea what's happening with this walk, but yeah, maybe one day I'll be able to figure it out and actually pick it. So yeah, thank you Pigsmith for sending me this walk, many more walks, the no quarter challenge walk, and yeah, I finally got the time to pick and record this walk, which is the Sargent Signature light format interchangeable core. I've seen videos of this one being just the base walk without being a light format interchangeable core, but this one is, and it's pretty awesome, I can tell you. First I'll show you the housing. It has this snap for the for replacing the cores. This is basically the core when it's inside and you lock it with the control key. Basically it locks itself, and using the operating key only rotates the core. Using the control key just moves this knob actually and allows you to pull the core out. And yeah, looking at the keys, they look pretty similar actually, but you can see that there is little difference on the cuts number 3 and number 4. Basically one of the keys has 2 higher cuts on these positions, all the rest are the same. And here you can actually see the corresponding pins in the middle, which they're not like wafers, they're like long pins. And this makes for 2 shear lines on this pin stack 2 and 3. And how this works is actually this is how the walk would be. Think like this, yes, like this in neutral position. And as you can see, this one thing protrudes outside, and this is what locks it here, as I showed you earlier. And when you use the control key, you actually lift those wafers inside. They're not wafers, but yeah, you lift them and they go inside of this and basically pull it with the, as you can see, there are holes in here, and on top of course we have our standard pin chambers. But yeah, when you lift them, you can actually pull them to this side, and this will unlock the core, and you can pull it out, swap it with another, or put it somewhere else, then relock it with the control key, and you have just swap the lock, which is pretty cool. And yeah, other than that, we have actually 2 sidebar grooves for the 2 sidebars, which are here. We have a left sidebar and right sidebar. They are just a piece of metal which blocks the rotation of the core unless those side elements inside are pressed. And just a moment. From what I felt, I only needed to set like this one here and maybe this one. I'm not really sure, because the first 2 ones they don't interact with the sidebar. As you can see, the sidebar starts here and here is the first. So the first 2 ones, they're spring loaded, but they don't do anything. And the other ones are actually what interacts with the sidebar. As you can see here, we have holes for them, for the sidebar to interact with, and when they're pushed to the correct position, the sidebar can retract inside. But since there are no false gates on those, you just push them, you cannot overset them or anything. So the sidebars go in pretty easy, it's not a big deal. And once you set all the main stack pins, because they are standard, as you see, they're actually standard, but they're kind of hard, kind of tricky to set. But once you set them, you get some core movement, then you just press all the side pins, because you don't even need to jiggle them. Just the moment you touch the one that's binding, it's gonna set. And in my case, I just felt two of them to be set, and then I got some core rotation. And then I just pressed pin 3 or 4 again, because they're like a gatekeeper. I'm not sure if they're a little bit smaller in diameter. Oh, that's interesting. They're sticking together. Just because the lock has never been gutted before, I think. But yeah, anyways, for picking, as I started to explain, I used Sparrow's top of the key weight tensioner. And just because of the beating, as you can see, we have a very high cut on 2, basically at max lift. I had to use this wrench, swap it, so I can actually jiggle test better and feel if the two front pins are set, because it's kind of hard to feel with that beating. I believe that's the problem. And yeah, picking the lock itself, it's not too hard. I had to practice, of course, but once you get a feel for it, you just, under heavy tension, set them one by one, and you feel the core rotations. Then, as I explained, with a small flock, it can be any flock, it can be even a hook, half diamond, doesn't matter. Just go over all of these knobs, and when you get another core rotation, you check the segmented pins and you get an open. And one more thing, because of how the lock works, you can actually only rotate it on the counterclockwise position to remove it from the core, from the housing. And for the operating key, which is the key that unlocks the lock, you can turn it in any direction. And for that reason, I'm going to pick clockwise for the operating and counterclockwise for the control. And yeah, that's basically all I have to say about this lock. Big thanks to Picksmith again, and now let's pick the lock. Okay, Sargent Signature light format interchangeable core is in the vise. Here is the control key, I mean the operating, and here's the control. Okay, let's try to pick it. Okay, I have some core rotation, so now I'm going to poke the side elements. Okay, left side is set, or was it right? Just checking if the pins are lined up correctly. Now I'm going to actually use a flag. sure what's binding, so I'll just check some of the pins. Pins seem to be set. So it must be one of the side pins, or side elements I should say. Okay, so that's picked, though I think that's control. Let me try to pull out the core. Oh no, that's not control, that's actually operating. So let me show you. Okay, I got confused. So it's picked the control. Can pull out the core. Now I walk it back up. Try to pick it to operating. Okay, let's see. Pin 2 off seems to be set. Okay, I will reset it because I think I dropped or overset the pin. Okay, some current rotation. So now check the side pins. Okay, a little bit more core rotation. So now what I'm going to do is push pin 4 or pin 3. Okay, it is picked. This time it is picked open. So this is the Sargent Signature light format interchangeable core picked to operating and control. Now let's get it. So I will need the control key, which is the one with 2 higher cuts. It's the housing. You can see the groove. Okay, this is the lock. I have to remove this C-clip. Now I will use the operating key, and might as well shim because I've never got this lock yet. So I'm not really sure what to expect. If I can even insert the shim. Well, whatever. I'll just do it without a shim. This key is actually preventing me from inserting the forward the way I would like it to insert. Okay, I think I did it. Now here we have, not sure if those are the sidebar pins, excuse me, but I think they are. Yeah, they are. Okay, we'll check that out later. Or maybe not. Okay, so 2 of the sidebars, they will be the left one oriented like this, and the right one oriented like this. I will show them in a moment. Just quickly, you can see that there are springs, and these are the elements that are actually active. The first ones, they are not active, only the other ones are active. Okay, so let's put them back actually. This one we said is the left one. Okay. This one should be here. And let's dump the key pins. This is the last one. Here are the key pins. I can take out the key now, and as you can see, those side elements reset. I will leave the core like this. Now let's see what's upstairs. Standard pins in every chamber is my guess. Because that's what it felt like. Interesting, there is longer spring on position 1. Here we have the segmented pins. Which are actually not segmented, but we have 2 pins in here for the 2 shear lines. Here this comes off. We'll take a look at it in a moment. The last pin. So here it is gutted, and I'll just quickly show you. Everything is stock. You can see the 2 sidebar grooves. And of course, as I showed you the side parts, here as you can see they cannot retract, but when I insert the key, they actually can sink in. So yeah, this is it. Sargent Signature light format interchangeable core, picked and gutted. Here are the pins. And yeah, hope you enjoyed. Have a nice day and bye bye.